My name is Bon Harris. I'm a founder member of the band Nitzer Ebb. I've been involved in electronic music and electronic music production for close to 35 years now. Originally from a town called Chelmsford in Essex in England, and then now residing in Los Angeles via Chicago for a few years. I was a pretty avid skateboarder, and so were a group of other people that I grew up with. And that whole group of us decided to, we just, skateboarding and music went hand in hand, so we just kind of morphed into doing the musical side of things. And so I sold my Mongoose BMX bike and went and bought myself a Wasp synthesizer. So that was the introduction, from a Mongoose to a Wasp. No one was really musical at all, and it could be said that I upheld that tradition admirably after picking up instruments. But no, it was just purely really kind of a translation of the energy and the sort of aggression of skating over into music, you know. And a lot of the time, you know, obviously like upbeat music was the background to skateboarding, the soundtrack to it, and it wasn't long before we sort of put two and two together and were like, we want to make some of that music, so away we went. It wasn't really until we signed to Mute Records with Nitzer Ebb and met Daniel Miller. Daniel's got a huge collection of synths, and they used to have a little studio up above Rough Trade Records called Worldwide. It was the kind of the first incarnation of it. And a lot of Daniel's stuff was there, a lot of Vince Clarke's stuff was there, a lot of Depeche's stuff was there. So there were just like synths everywhere, you know. It was kind of like a little bit of a kid in a candy store moment, you know. And so, yeah, Mute with Daniel and working with Flood was really where they started to become super prevalent in my awareness and workflow. I'd always kind of been interested in the sound of them. You know, I'd heard a few tracks when I was a kid and was aware that there was something different about them, and I think the first one that really sort of turned my ear, where I actively sought out what they were, was Donna Summer's I Feel Love in '76 or '77, whenever that came out. At the original Worldwide, Mute's original studio, there were, you know, lots of System 100M, all kinds of different synths. And then shortly after we started working with Flood, he purchased a System 700. So, you know, from Belief was the first Nitzer Ebb record that we worked on, you know, 100% signed to Mute. So that record, it was quite common to have, you know, quite a few modules of System 100M, Flood's System 700, Daniel's ARP 2600, and quite often we were patching, you know, cross-patching between all those systems. It's really good fun, actually. There were all kinds of synths up there, some that you don't see very much, like there was an RSF Cobol, French synth, Synton Syrinx that you don't see very much, like some really cool little mono synths that had CV and gate input. So yeah, we were just triggering everything and anything. We did use, you know, synths individually as well, sure. but every once in a while we decided to go off on some sonic adventure, and sometimes we'd even use the mixing board as part of that process, so have something from the board coming out and triggering like an envelope follower or something like that, or triggering like a gate trigger. We used to get into all sorts of... Once you've been in the studio a couple of months, you just start looking for other things to do other than the thing you do every single day, you know, so we would do a lot of that stuff.